Alright, I'm just going to wait a second here to make sure this is actually working. Okay, it seems we are live, so now we can start this. Sorry if there is background noise. The dryer is going right now. That's kind of noisy, but I don't know if it'll pick it up or not. But anyways, January 2025 recap. We're in a new year, and last year was my best financial year ever. So want to keep up that momentum and have another good year in 2025. So I guess let's get right into it. We'll start off with a channel update. Xiaogashino 31 is going to air March 29th. So that's about 2 months away still, but I figured I should spread them out. And then Xiaogashino 32 is going to be in May probably. So it'll be a little bit before they come out, but they are finished editing and they have a set air date now. So look forward to those. My new sort of adventure series. I won't spoil the name yet, but so I'll just say 1MM for now. That will come out hopefully sometime this year. Probably part of it will. It is looking like a 3-part series probably. 3 parts as in 3 separate adventures, I guess. And then there will be several videos for each one. And I finished filming that series this morning. I did the last one, and it was quite the adventure. That's all I'll really say. But it was good to get that finished. But yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. That was quite the adventure I had this morning. And so it should be good whenever I get to editing it. And then I'll probably have some more random series and videos. I got some ideas that I want to try out that'll probably be coming sometime this year. We'll just have to see. I'll have to test some of them out and see if they're good enough to make for a YouTube series. But so there might be some random things here and there. So that's really all there is to it, I guess, for a channel update. And obviously, I'm going to keep doing these monthly recap videos. But that's really about it. So let's get to the results for the first month of 2025. And for the passive income, it was a good month. Just a little bit better than my last few previous months. I took out most of these numbers just because at this point there's so many. It's just hard to keep track of. So I just put one. It was a 0.093% increase, $562.62, up from $557. So that's about $5 more than last month. But we've been on a good streak going upwards here with the passive income. Actually, 3 straight months in a row of increasing passive income. I've only done that once before, which was back here. And weirdly enough, it was the same months. It was November, December, January, and here again was November, December, January. So that's kind of interesting, but yeah, but I think part of that's just because there's more days in these months. But anyways, so that's that for the passive income. It was a good month, and yeah, just a good way to start the year. Now for the net worth, it was a great month. 4.35% increase. We started the year with $161,009, and we ended this month with $168,014. That was really good, and that puts us at up 4.35% on the year, but we got 11 months to go, so we'll see what happens. But this was a good month to start out. Just over, I think it's, about $7,005 I made this month. That's for a variety of different reasons. Some of it was just because January was a month where I got 3 paychecks as opposed to the normal 2. That'll happen one more time this year in August, I think. So we might have one more good month like this later down the line. But also because I got some money back for, I did buy a new iPhone, and I traded my old one in, and I finally got like $250 back for that. So I got that money, and then I counted my sort of Christmas money, I guess, that I got from family and stuff. So that was another like $150 or $200, I think, actually. So when you add all that and an extra paycheck this month, it all worked out pretty good. So it was a good month to start the year, which I really needed to have. And here's kind of what it looks like going back to all the other months. As you can see, just really good. But I'm gonna not really think about all this too much, these previous months. I'm looking at 2025 as its own separate year, so I want to do good this year, and then after years and years, we can look back on this and have it be really good. But so that's that for that. Here's some more of the trend line graphs. Obviously, passive income still went up, so it still looks the same. The percentage for the net worth went up a little bit, although I'm probably going to make a separate one for all the 2025 months, because at this point, when you get so many months of data added in, this line isn't going to move very much. As you can see, even here, these last 6 months, it's barely moved. So these graphs will not be of much use, I guess, in the long term, but in like a short term, like over 1 year, it'll kind of be more useful. But when you start adding multiple years of data into it, it doesn't really fluctuate that much. And here, the total dollar amount made each month. Obviously, in the grand scheme of things, this was a really good month. This was one of my best. I made just over $7,000, which is my third best month ever, just behind August and March. If we go back up here, I actually beat out my one from February of last year, which was a 6.05% percentage increase, which kind of shows the difference. Now that I have a lot more money, the percentages are harder to get. So 4.3% is about $7,000, whereas at the beginning of last year, $7,000 was a 6% increase. So with just how percentages work, it's going to be harder to get higher percentages like this. So I don't think I'll ever see any 6% months again, most likely. Like this was almost as good of a month as it could have been. It could have been a little better, maybe a 5% if like everything worked out perfectly. But yeah, so I think 4% is kind of the max percentage gain we'll see in a month this year. But we'll just have to see. Who knows? Anything can happen. But yeah, and then our outlook for February. I've said going into this year, 2025 was going to be an interesting year. It could have its challenges, and I think that's going to be the case. So it's going to be these next 2 months, February and March, are going to be very interesting. For the passive income, obviously I'm not going to make an exact prediction, but we're going to see a drop for sure. And weirdly enough, it'll be kind of similar to like before November, December, January, 3 straight good months, and then a poor month in February, because February, there is less days in the month of February, so that's less days to earn interest on money. I kind of made a mistake this morning moving some of my money, and so I've got like $50,000 that aren't going to be earning interest at all for like a week, and then one of my CDs that I have $70,000 in is actually going to end towards like the last week of February. So there's going to be a few weird days there where it either won't be earning interest or will be earning less interest than it has been these last few months. So really, I'm just kind of hoping to beat last year's February. I'm thinking it'll probably be around 400 some dollars. So hoping I can at least beat last year's. But we'll just have to see what happens. But we're going to see a definite drop here next month. And as for the net worth, it's going to get real interesting next month and in March. The month of February is most likely, I would say, probably like a 95% chance of being a negative month, actually, which I've only had one before in April, because there's a really good chance I'm going to be buying a car in the next few weeks. Not like a new car, but just like a used one. I'm hoping I can keep the expenses to under $10,000. And I think this time I'm probably going to finance the car and just get a loan for some of it. So I'm going to put several $1,000s down as a down payment and then just pay the rest off probably over the course of the year. So I'm thinking I'll probably put like $3,000 maybe as a down payment or something. But yeah, I'm not sure what my income's going to be for this next month. So there's a pretty good chance it could be a negative month. And overall, this is going to be one of the biggest challenges for this year. I've got two big expenses this year, which is my Roth IRA, maxing that out, my retirement account. That'll be $5,800. I'm not sure when I'm going to do that. So I don't really know about that yet. But the vehicle purchase, that could be like up to a $10,000 expense. So that's just that alone is like those two things are $16,000 probably about in expenses, and that's not even. Then you have to add in all my regular monthly expenses, so it's really going to add up here this year. So definitely, I'm going to have more expenses than last year. But we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. We'll see how much I spend and how quickly I pay it off. So that's February. And then at the end of February, beginning of March is technically when I switch to full-time at my job. And at that point, I'm going to get a 401k. So I'll have some of my paycheck going into that, which means I'm going to be bringing in less money, like with my take-home pay, I guess. And I'll probably get a better health insurance plan. That'll probably cost a little more than what I'm paying now. So it's really up in the air as to what my income is going to be starting in March, most likely, because I don't really know. I've been trying to figure it out, but it's pretty hard to tell. So I really won't know until then. So it's last year I kind of made a goal of like $140,000. It's really hard to make a goal like that for this year because I really don't know what my income is going to be for most of this year. Like I said, these first 3 months of the year are going to be kind of crazy, but I think after March, I should have a more clear picture on how this year is going to turn out. Because like I said, I'm not sure what my income is going to look like. I have a decent idea of what my expenses will be. And side note here, I was going to make a list here. I have a list of how much I spent each month for all of last year. And I think the average was like $1,600 a month or something like that. But it was pretty much all between $1,000 and $2,000. There was like 1 or 2 months that were like just over $2,000. But this month, January 2025, was the least I have ever spent in a month. I kept it under $1,000. So that's kind of helped why I made so much this month. I spent like $970 some this month, which is the best month I've had in terms of spending since I started keeping track of it. So that was good. But yeah, and then going back to the income thing, when I do switch over to full-time, my annual leave that I have built up as a part-timer, I believe is supposed to get paid out to me, which could be an extra like $3,000. So that could almost act as a third paycheck in like the month of March. So I'm not completely sure on that, but that could happen, which in that case, that would really help, sort of helping cover the expense for like the car or my Roth IRA or something like that. So it's really up in the air. A lot of things are. I could come out of these next 2 months with a car and a Roth IRA payment and a low income, and I could be down 4% on the year with a bleak future, or I could be up positive and have more money and have maybe, I don't even know. There's so many things that could happen. At the moment, I'm thinking I won't make my like 5,800 Roth IRA payment anytime soon. I'll probably wait maybe towards the second half of the year for that, just so we can get through these first sort of 3 months, because it would suck to buy a car and do that all at once. That would be like $16,000. I'd be down like $8,000 on the year. So yeah, like I said, anything could happen these next 2 months. I could end the month of March, up higher than where I am now. I could end it, down 4%. So these next 2 months are going to be really big, and I got to really stay focused and be smart about them, because, these next 2 months are really going to set the tone for the rest of the year. And I guess if I have to set a goal, I'm hoping for at least maybe a 10 or 12% gain this year. But like I said, I don't really know. Hard to say. So we just got to take the next 2 months one day at a time, and we'll see what happens. But I would expect coming in for the next recap video in February to probably have a pretty bleak month. Who knows? Maybe I do have a good month and I keep it positive, but it's most likely going to be a negative month. And then the month of March has potential to be a really good month. So I don't know. It's going to be a crazy start to this year, and hopefully we can make it crazy in a good way, I guess. So that's really it for this January recap. A really good first month. But some challenges ahead here in the next few months. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, I'll be back next month with the February recap. Xiaoga Shinro coming in the end of March, and some other random videos throughout the way probably. So thank you for watching this recap, and I'll see y'all for the next one. Goodbye.